Okay. Um, can you tell me a little bit about what happened at the Soul Train? I believe it was 1999 award after party where there was a situation with Snoop's bodyguard, I think.
Yeah. So it was the Soul Train Awards after party. That's the night y'all always hear the where y'all don't hear so many different people that knocked out Nate Dogg Tooth that night. But it was Key Rock from Rolling 60 Crips that got into it with Key Rock that night and knocked Nate Dogg Tooth out. But it was a bunch of people fighting. My nigga K Down was fighting, Pooh Ryder, a bunch of my boys from 2Ps, they were over there tearing stuff up. Um, of course, Buntry and Trey and all of them were there. And so we got into it with a bunch of those Long Beach dudes. And that's the night also that after they got into it, and Fabian, who was one of their big new security dudes that was around, he the one that eventually shot Swoop G in the leg. He that dude took and was running with Nate Dogg. And so I knew Nate Dogg always had a gun on him. So I'm seeing them and I'm chasing them down. And so that's when me and Fabian drew down on each other. And I was like, nigga, you better drop it. I'm about to pop your ass. And then that's when Santa Monica PD, I remember this. I can see that white cop face to this day where they had assault weapons, little like mini Mac 10s or something. And he pulled that out. He said, you better put that gun down there. And somehow Fabian and Nate Dogg jumped in the car real quick and got away. And that was also the night with Warren G getting all mad, talking about he didn't. Yeah, okay, Warren. Nigga, you was like, I'm Dr. Dre, brother. Let me in. Nigga, nobody knew who you were, Warren, back then. Even though you still got one of my favorite storyteller songs there is, Regulator, you and Nate. But the white folks didn't know who you was. And you was trying to get in the car and stuff. But anyway, I leave it there because I like Norn. I mean, I like, what's that boy name? Warren G. He's always cool, stay away, stay out of trouble. But I know that night he was running and he was scared too. But I listen to other people come on and tell the story. Because niggas always want to say, I don't even know you. People, I know you. You wasn't around us. But anyway, he was around 92, 93. I wasn't around then. You're right. I didn't come around till 94, 95. But you know who I am, Warren. Stop faking the phone. And so anyway, we pulled the gun though on Fabian and them. They took off and ran. And that's it. But that's all that happened with us, that night. Yeah.
Okay. And then everybody knows that there was a big altercation involving DJ Quick and some other people at the Rey Theater. Can you tell, since you were there, can you tell the full story and in detail about what happened that night?
No. But anyway, I'll tell you what I can. What happened was Quick had just performed a song, excuse me, this and MC8. MC8 and some of his boys was there at the party. And as they were walking off the stage, somebody from the group where MC8 and all of them were, and he was some dudes from 60s and stuff, reached over to try to pull Quick's hair. When they did that, the melee started. And they fought. I mean, that seemed like one of the longest fights ever that went on in that club. I mean, they beat that boy from the middle of the club all the way to down near the front door. Is how Kelly Jamerson, he's from 60 Crips. He got, that's what happened to him. And so anyway, they got jumped. They were outnumbered, and they got whooped on. But it was mainly because MC8 and Quick's beef, and somebody in Quick's, not Quick, in MC8's entourage tried to grab Quick's hair, and that started the fight. And yeah, that's what happened.
And was that at the time? I know you were around death row, but at the time you hadn't left the police force, as far as I can remember. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was still active, and that's when my police chief was like, "Okay, Negro, you still hanging around these guys after I done pulled your work permits and everything, and told you need to stop working with them." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just hanging out with them. I'm 27, 28 years old, want to hang out, with this atmosphere." So, okay, you can keep playing the games if you want, Reggie. Your boy gonna get fired. And that's when I had to call and tell him, what had happened and where we was at, and we was there. And they had LAPD come down and interview us the next day and get whatever statements they got from us. But yeah, that's what happened on that incident. And yeah, and we later, Suge and I later went and met with Corrupt and Dash, because they were getting pressure from the 60s like crazy. They were scared. They were out hanging at I think Dash and Kenya had a house out in Toluca Lake or Silver Lake or something like that. And I remember we went and met them at this little Mexican restaurant. And so we sat towards the back of the restaurant. And, that was mainly a Mexican neighborhood. There's like 4 or 5 blacks, men sitting in there, and it was late towards closing. And they probably were ready to go. So they called the police on us, right? But the police didn't come in. They waited till we came out. And as we came out, they jacked us. Had us all on the car and stuff. Of course, I had a gun on me, so they like, "Why you got this gun?" I mean, I'm a off-duty police officer. So not knowing that they taping us and wired for sound the whole time. And then that's when the next day the police chief, they contact my department and stuff, and that's when I knew that the FBI wasn't more than LAPD involved. The FBI was following us around after that incident had happened and everything, and they had me all on tape and stuff. But I didn't do nothing wrong. Can't tell me I can't hang with my childhood friend. And so that's when the chief was like, "Okay, keep playing, Reggie. You're going to do something to get your ass fired."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then when was it that you actually, after that event, when was it that you actually did officially leave the force and start your security company?
Yeah. So I started my security company because actually I was just running death row security at that time. I was using a company called Code 4 security company. And they would kind of let me control their guys and stuff like that. But that was like in 94 to about 95. 95 is when I opened my own security company. And that's when I got my license, became the qualified manager and the owner operator, which is a hard thing to do, which I don't know about that, getting a PPO. I saw a video that the groupie did where he goes talking about Reggie didn't have a security company. He didn't become a security company until 2002. You fucking stupid idiot, because you ain't got no business sense. I was a fucking DBA from 95 until 2002, you retard. So tired of your groupie opinionated. I'm straight this. Ain't nothing straight about you, but I'm straight this, straight that. And you want to keep talking about what you know and stuff like that. Get your facts right, nigga. Talking about he wasn't even paying, Death Row was paying. No, fool. I had about 5 other different contracts, and my company was getting paid by, all my employees getting paid by ADP company through Right Way Protective Services. If you go hear anything, ain't nobody but you out there trying to put out that. I don't even know why I keep addressing this fool, but he just set up and create things and make stuff like it's factual. Nigga, yeah, I got incorporated in 2002, but I was a DBA under Right Way Protective Services, doing business as Reginald L. Wright Jr., or the other way around, however it went. Reginald L. Wright Jr. doing business as Right Way Protective Services. And y'all just go over there and listen to that fool and think that's factual. But I understand. I bet you all of y'all age group is between the age of 18 and 25 who's still sucking your mama titties and getting milk from them. Mama, can I get some gas money? Mama, can I use the internet right now? That's the type of kids y'all are that's over there supporting him. But anyway, go ahead, John.